A picture's worth 1,000 words, but there's something to be said about the person behind the lens, too. I want you to meet Amy Johnson. She's a local leading photographer, and in this interview, we get to know Amy, her new business, and there's a special offer for you at the end. Hi everyone, it's Trang Janik, realtor at Dynamic Properties of Colorado. And today we're shooting this video at the home studio of Amy Johnson. She's a local photographer and she's the owner of Amy Johnson Photography. So Amy, thank you for having me and letting me interview you today.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming.
What is your business's background story and what got you into photography?
Well, I've been into photography for most of my life. In ninth grade, I got a paper route and bought my first camera with it. So, but it really wasn't until my kids were very small and I was surfing the internet one night and I came across a website that had a natural light studio in the home, and that just really intrigued me. And I was like, oh, that is so cool. And so I had to go do it myself. And then I started reading more and more and started thinking about studio lighting, and I went and bought my first studio lights, and I started bringing kids into the studio and just trying different things. And I eventually got to the point where I'm like, you know what, I want this to be my career. So I got set up and I had my first client.
What kind of photography do you specialize in?
I specialize in portrait photography. I don't photograph events. I don't do weddings or bar mitzvahs, anything like that. I just do portraits. And I do families. I've got some examples here. I do family portraits and newborn portraits.
Newborns. Oh.
Children.
Cute.
And high school seniors.
Yep, the senior photos. I remember those.
And also business headshots. So pretty much the gamut.
So you've had this studio for 14 years?
Yes.
What do you love most about living in the Evergreen Conifer Bailey area?
Oh, well, the natural beauty's the best, and the people are the best too. I've just always loved being here. My kids were born and raised here, and the whole area is perfect for having a family and for having a photography business.
Do you have any favorite locations to shoot in the local area?
Yes, I love Flying J and I love Three Sisters. Both of those have good morning light and good evening light, which is tough to come by. A lot of times I photograph on location, and that's if someone has a big yard or rock out crops, and they like the sentimentality of having it on their property. So a lot of times we'll do that if they've got a place that is big enough to shoot in.
For sure. So do you have any goals for the year, and is there any way that the community can help support those goals for you?
Let's see. My goals for my portrait business would be to continue with the charitable photography that I've been doing quite a bit of. I do photography for the Heart Gallery, Colorado Heart Gallery, which is photographing kids that need to be adopted. They need their forever homes. I do a lot of photography for the Mountain Resource Center here in Colorado.
Oh, nice.
And I run their Boo in the Hills portrait fundraiser every year, and that's in October. Look for that. You guys come out to that. That would be great. But what it is you bring your kids in Halloween costumes. We set up a portrait studio at the MRC, and
fun.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And all proceeds go to the Mountain Resource Centers. And I also do a lot of silent auctions. So with the public schools. And then I have one more thing I'm doing this year, and I'm really excited about that. It's a new photography business, and it's pet portrait photography. And here's an example of that.
Oh, wow.
And this is a little bit of a big print.
It's almost like a painting.
Yeah, it is. And what it is, and the reason I'm doing this under a completely different name is because it's a completely different type of business. It's in studio, and I work with the dogs, or any pet, but I work mostly with dogs, and I highly post-process the images so that they have a dreamy painting-like look to them. And so these are the kinds of images that you want to hang up big and framed on your wall to help you enjoy your pet and remember your pet, because their lives are so fleeting.
Yeah.
It's so sad. And, you know, I want to be able to offer this sort of thing to people so that
That's
they can
amazing.
remember their furry friends forever. So the name of this business is Muddy Paws Photography, and I've been doing a lot of photography through Muddy Paws for the EAPL, the Evergreen Animal Protection League.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to get some more fundraisers going for that, and maybe set up a studio somewhere for a day of shooting to
Bring your
fundraise
dog,
for
yeah.
EAPL or IMHS. So,
Oh, that would be
so we'll
fun.
see. But I'm just super excited about this new endeavor, and
Yeah. Thank you so much for taking the time to let me interview you today. The community is here to support you. So guys, if you need any photos by Amy Johnson, her information is going to be in the description, and you can just contact her through there. Thanks for tuning in, and when you call Amy to set up your Muddy Paws session, mention you saw this video and get your session fee on the house.